Our game here, brought to you by the Mississippi Association of Coaches, sponsored by the Cornerstone Rehabilitation Group. Here in the first inning for the South, Abby Burnett, Marley Dampier, and Brooklyn Mitchell due up. The South will be the visitors on the scoreboard. Thank you for joining our broadcast here on mscoaches.com. Mark Easley here on the call for you. In the circle is Mady Mask. Mask, pitcher out of Kossuth. Her head coach is Brandon Bobo. She misses with that first pitch, and Burnett ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Grounded toward third. Smothered and thrown across. An errant throw that will allow Burnett to reach Jolie Young on the errant throw. A little bit of a mishandle on the second bounce, and reaching on the error, Burnett is on at first. Burnett, the youngster out of Lloyd Star, Scott Leggett, her high school coach. Marley Dampier. Dampier out of Puckett, Georgia Wilson, her coach. First pitch swinging, she'll pull one wide of third, foul. Katie Sherwood, Emma Jennings, Rebecca Mason from left to right out in the outfield. Jolie Young at third, Emma Mayer at short, Kelby Seals at second, Annabelle Marler at first. Behind the plate is Abigail Gill, and as I said in the circle, Maddie Mask. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike as that offering is out of the zone. Dampier takes a pitch high, 2-1 to count. That pitch stays up. Now 3-1 on Dampier. This is the second of 3 games here today. The Rising Stars All-Star game was the first one. The South defeated the North 4-1 in that one. That pitch in there for a strike, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. In the 1A, 2A, 3A series, the North leads at 9 wins, 7 losses, 4 ties. Last year, they swept the South 5-2 and 15-2. Walking is Dampier, and a couple of runners on. Here in the top of the first, Brooklyn Mitchell is your batter. Mitchell out of St. Patrick, where Courtney LeBlanc is her high school coach. And a call strike will start this at bat. The 4A, 5A, 6A game scheduled to start at 8:30, probably a little bit later than that, as this one's about 25 minutes late starting. First pitch was 6:53. Back-to-back call strikes, and Mitchell in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. And the throw gets away on the attempted steal, and there's a run across. And down to second goes Dampier. So 1-0 here in the top of the first. Pitch outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Mitchell. And that pitch up, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this time trying to advance to third. The throw is there, and Dampier is out. And that's the first out of the inning. So the ball just dribbled away enough from the catcher that Dampier thought she could advance to third, but instead she's thrown out on the 2-5 putout. In the infield pop-up, and Mass will field her position. And just like that, it's 2 outs. 1 run is across, though. Coming to the plate is Mallory Sanders, the opposing pitcher. Sanders out of Wesson. Michelle Nunnery, her coach. And that pitch is up for ball one.
Now batting for the South All-Stars from Wesson, number 19, Mallory Sanders.
Sanders hitting in the cleanup spot. Nearly hit her with that pitch as it came in. 2-0. Couple of outs, nobody on base, one run across as Burnett reached on an error. Went to second on the walk to Dampier. That ball is well hit left center, and it is out of here. Boy, Sanders just gave that one a ride. And a solo home run for Mallory Sanders as she got all of that 2-0 pitch. Mass fell behind in the count, 2-0, had to bring one across the plate, and Sanders made her pay. And it's 2-0. The South All-Stars.
Now batting for the South All-Stars from Enterprise, number 2, Delaney Perry.
So a couple of runs in the inning. One hit so far. Have been a couple of throwing errors that have allowed base runners to reach base and score. That pitch in the dirt to Delaney Perry. Perry out of Enterprise, where Hunter Swart is her coach. Mass trying to get out of the inning with no more damage done in a 2-0 ball game. That call strike evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. That ball is hit right back to the circle, and Mass will field her position and throw out Perry. And the side is retired, but not before some damage is done. 2 runs on 1 hit. There were a couple of errors, no runners left on base. We've played a half inning. South leads it 2-0. The North All-Stars coming to bat. Back after this break, you're watching MAC All-Star Softball.
Wait for us! Hey! Hey! Stop what you're doing! Stop what you're doing! And listen to this!
I'm so glad we caught you.
Whew.
Hey, listen, we've been trying to get a hold of you about your car's extended warranty. Wait, no, actually, we have another message for you.
What is it?
And it's right
Here!
Don't spend your lunch hour on routine maintenance. Parker Automotive will pick up your car for oil changes and brakes. If you're local to the Ellisville area, we will come to your location, pick up your vehicle, perform a service, and bring it back to you. We will give you the peace of mind of a properly maintained vehicle without having to work around your busy schedule to come to us. Support small local businesses. Support Parker Automotive and Quick Lube. Give us a call at 601-800-2065 and follow us on Facebook at Parker Automotive of Ellisville. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m.
Back in Ellisville for the bottom of the first inning, the South did some damage in the top half, scored a couple of runs on 1 hit. A couple of throwing errors by the North squad was detrimental to their cause. A solo home run by Mallory Sanders, the lone hit of the inning. And the South leads it 2-0 with the North coming to bat. Mallory Sanders in the circle for the South. Hannah Buckley, her battery mate, behind the plate. In the outfield, Brooklyn Mitchell in left, Mallory Lamone in center, Lizzie Ray Ellington in right, Delaney Perry at third, Marley Dampier at short, Amy Burnett at second. Emma Hill at first. And leading off for the North 1A, 2A, 3A All-Stars, Katie Sherwood, the left fielder. Sherwood out of East Union. Josh Blythe, her head coach. Emma Mayer, Emma Jennings due up as well here in the first inning for the North. Pitch is all the way to the backstop. And the count is 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 delivery is up for ball 2. So Sherwood ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Sanders trying to find the strike zone. Misses that pitch high for ball 3. So 3 straight out of the strike zone. Sherwood looking to reach base here with her team down 2-0 to start this bottom half of the first inning. Outfield playing straight away, even at the corners, or the infielders. And that pitch is in there for a call strike. 3 balls, 1 strike on the North leadoff batter, Katie Sherwood. Sanders delivers on the inside corner, and the count's now full. Sanders out of Wesson. Michelle Nunnery, her head coach. These are all rising seniors in next year's class. Change up, falls short of the plate, and a leadoff walk to Katie Sherwood, and she's on base for Emma Mayer. Mayer out of Myrtle, where Brooke Gordon is her head coach. All these All-Stars recognized following the Rising Star game. So they're the players and coaches introduced in between games. Change up. Stays a little bit low for ball 1. These All-Stars have been here since Wednesday here on the campus of Jones College. It's Jones glad to host the All-Star event again. Been here for a number of years. That pitch misses for ball 2. Going through the practices each day, and on Wednesday, though, they had a college showcase, which all the All-Stars were put through drills and times and getting video and times for scouts to refer to. First opportunity for that event to take place during the All-Star weekend here in Ellisville. That call strike makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouled back, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That college showcase was sponsored by the National Scouting Report. That's a national organization in our NSR that was set up different skill stations, getting the times, getting the video out for all the athletes to have going forward. So we appreciate them coming down and sponsoring and that college showcase as well as doing all the things they do to promote softball, but all these athletes as well. The count is now full as that pitch missed. So back-to-back full count pitches coming up. That ball is lifted into shallow center out beyond second base. Moving nicely is Marley Dampier to get under it and make the play. So there's 1 away here in the bottom of the first for Emma Jennings. Jennings from East Webster. John Harris, her high school coach. Jennings digs in with 1 out and 1 on here in the first. Her team down 2-0. Good fastball strike from Sanders. On at first is Katie Sherwood, and she led off the inning with a walk. Rolled up the first base side, just foul when it is fielded by Emma Hill. And Jennings will come back to the plate and look at an 0-2 count. Annabelle Marlar on deck for the North squad. Sun beginning to get lower, nearing the treetops out in the west. Swinging at that rise ball out of the zone, and there's a strikeout for the second out of the inning. First strikeout for either pitcher. And now Marlar will bat with 2 outs and 1 on. Marlar out of Kossuth. Brandon Bobo, her high school coach, is one of the assistant coaches in the Rising Stars game. Inside corner strike. And Sanders gets ahead in the count. The 0-1 misses up and away. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. If Marlar can reach, Kelby Seals will be your batter. Marlar, the first baseman for the North squad, trying to keep the inning alive and possibly tie it up with 1 swing here. The 1-1 pitch. Good fastball that Marlar swings at and misses. Now she's behind the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now protecting the plate, Sanders looking for that 3rd out of the inning as Marlar will swing and miss, and back-to-back strikeouts end the inning for the North All-Stars in the bottom of the first. No runs on no hits, no errors. There was a runner left on base. We've played 1. The South leads the North 2-0. Back after this break, you're watching MAC 1A, 2A, 3A All-Star action. Here in the top of the second, due up for the South All-Stars. Hannah Grace Buckley, Lizzie Ray Ellington, and Emma Hill. The South All-Stars are coached by Anita Thornton and Corey Myers of West Lincoln High School. The North All-Stars are coached by Brooke Gordon and Michael Kelly of Myrtle High School.
Leading off the top of the second for the South All-Stars from Stringer, number 11,
Hannah Grace Buckley is the catcher for the South squad. She is out of Stringer, not too far from Ellisville. Jody Rowell, her high school coach. First pitch swinging, popping up back near the backstop and overrunning it, trying to make the play was Abigail Gill. So Buckley lives to see another pitch. As Mady Mask back in the circle for the North All-Stars. Mask delivers way out in front of that ball and pulling it foul is Buckley, and she's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Had a good cut at it, but pulled it well foul. So the sun getting lower in the west, and the crowd appreciates that. It's been a warm afternoon. Still 86 degrees, feels like 89, but it doesn't feel quite as hot in this press box. That sun getting a little bit lower. Not chasing that pitch. Buckley now the count 1-2. This is a two-game series. The second game scheduled for 11 o'clock in the morning. The Rising Stars will get action started at 1 o'clock, or at 9 o'clock rather, in the morning. If they go at 1 o'clock in the morning, then I think you're going to be in trouble. I'm not going to be here, Riley. You might be. But 9 o'clock start in the morning for the Rising Stars game, and then the 1A, 2A, 3A second game will be at 11, scheduled for 11 at least. Pitch just up. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Buckley was behind in the count 0-2, now has worked it full. And a payoff pitch coming from Mask. And it is fouled back, and we'll do it again. Yeah, these people bringing food up in here, Riley, and not offering any, somebody gives another person water, you'd expect a mutual, something in return. Just a nacho, a little bit. Swinging strike three. That's a good pitch from Mady Mask, and Buckley is retired on strikes. First strikeout for Mady Mask, and 1 out here in the top of the second. Lizzie Ray Ellington, the right fielder, out of Ethel. Tyler McKinley, her head coach.
Now batting for the South All-Stars from Ethel, number 4, Lizzie Ellington.
One thing about these All-Star games, also, Riley, you can get a good geography lesson. That pitch misses for ball 1. Change up on the inside corner. It's a nice pitch by Mask, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. You can look up a lot of these schools and learn something. Ooh, hard hit ball, fielded like a pro by Jolie Young at third, though. At line drive was right at the third baseman Young, and she'll haul it in for the second out. Now you look up all these towns these players are from, especially in the 1, 2, and 3A, some of the smaller schools, which I'm a graduate of a small school, 1A school back in the day. I won't tell you what year, Riley, that'll age me, but I'm soon to be 60 in just a few months. Swinging strike by Emma Hill. But you'll learn the location of these schools and a lot of pride and a lot of history in all of them for sure. Emma Hill out of Enterprise, Hunter Swart, her head coach. 0-1 to Hill. She'll take a pitch outside for ball 1. Mask with the 1-1 delivery. That rise ball, Hill could not lay off of it. Now she'll find herself in a 1-2 hole with 2 outs and nobody on. Swinging strike, and a couple of strikeouts in the inning, and the side is retired in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played an inning and a half, 2-0. South leads it. Back after this break, you're watching MAC 1, 2, and 3A softball action.
More than 75 years, Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Delicious meats, pit smoked, low and slow, on site, every day, every location. Because some things never change, and some things do. Dickey's introduces an expanded menu which includes butcher tacos, your favorite slow smoked barbecue meats, and a warm flour tortilla. Barbecue sliders, snackably sized barbecue awesomeness on our famous buttery rolls. Smokestacks, smoking good meats, and savory sides in a single serving bowl. Our specialty Westerners, offered with new combinations of meat and toppings. Don't worry, don't fret, we didn't forget your favorites. Our classic sandwiches and plates featuring meats and 2 sides, which the Dickey's family has been serving for 3 generations.
Since 1941, our family at Dickey's has been serving your family.
Old school flavor, new school twist. Dickey's, we speak barbecue.
Back in Ellisville with the free substitution and everybody batting, defenders move around a good bit. Abby Burnett moved from second out to left field. Marley Dampier goes from short to second. Brooklyn Mitchell moves in from left to shortstop.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the North All-Stars.
And not sure if that's, let's see if that's Ellington still out. Ellington's still out in right field, so I think that's the only changes defensively. So hopefully we'll get the names right as the plays are made out in the field. Sanders still in the circle, delivers to Kelby Seals, and she'll throw it low for ball one. Seals out of Smithville. Jeremy Duke, her head coach. That pitch will even it up at 1 strike. Sanders with the 1-1. Swinging strike. That's a good fastball. Had a little rise to it. And Seals behind now. 1 strikes. Kelby digs in. Sanders with the 1-2 pitch. Lifted into right field. Ellington there to make the play. And there's one away.
Now batting for the North All-Stars from Wheeler, number 26, Rebecca Mason.
Rebecca Mason, your batter, the right fielder. Mason out of Wheeler. A swinging strike to start the at-bat. Molly Brown, the head coach there at Wheeler High School. It's another one of those small schools up in northeast Mississippi, known for their softball, known for their basketball as well. That pitch down and in will even the count up at 1 strike. Pitch up, ball 2. Sanders walked the leadoff batter in the first, then retired the next 3. Got the leadoff batter in this inning. But behind in the count to Rebecca Mason, 2 strike. That pitch stays up. And now 3-1. Mason ahead in the count. Mady Mask, your on deck batter. Good fastball right down the heart of the plate, and the count is full as Mason swings and misses. Pitch foul back, and we'll do it again. Sanders ran the count full on the first 2 batters she faced, walked Sherwood, got Emma Mayer to pop up to the shortstop just behind second base. But since then has worked ahead in the count until this batter, but has worked it back full, and a chance here to retire Mason, and Mason a chance to reach base, and she does on a pitch in the dirt. So the second walk of the game for Mallory Sanders. And the North with a runner on with 1 out. And Mady Mass, the batter. Mask out of Kossuth. Brandon Bobo, the coach at Kossuth. So Mask, a chance to help her cause as she's in the circle for the North. Fastball inside corner strike. Sanders gets ahead to start this at bat. And a good crowd here at Community Bank Park. Rolled out toward short, diving attempt by the third baseman, Perry, and she deflects it past the shortstop, Brooklyn Mitchell, so a base hit will have runners at first and second. First hit of the game for the North All-Stars. Mason moves to second, Mask at first. Jolie Young is your batter. Hickory Flat native, Cody Joyner, the coach there. Riley, I would bet on one hand you could give me how many of these town schools you've know where they are. You might have heard of them, but do you know where they are, besides in the north or the south? That pitch is in there for a call strike as Young bats with one out. Young, the third baseman, had a throwing error to start the ball game, and Abby Burnett came around to score. Swinging strike two. Late on that fastball, you probably would think if you're Sanders or whoever's calling the pitches, don't change a thing. Hadn't caught up with that fastball, just throw it again, see if you can get her out. And Young will dig in and try to make contact. And she does, out towards short. Only play will be at first, and Young is retired on the 6-3 putout. Runners do advance, but there's two away now. Mason to third, Mask to second. And Caitlin Brown, your batter. Brown out of Wheeler. Brown trying to keep the inning alive and possibly drive in a couple of runs with a base hit here and tie this thing up. Late on that fastball, fouling it out of play to the right side. No balls and one strike, your count. Another fastball fouled back. So again, Sanders with an 0-2 count on the batter, looking to get out of the inning and strand a couple of runners. And not have the walk and the deflected single hurt you. The 0-2. Fouled back again. Brown battling at the plate. She's one of the extra hitters. 11 on the roster. Everybody batting. And Brown in the 9 hole. If she reaches, Abigail Gill would be your batter. Again, the 0-2. A little down and in, and 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wasn't a bad pitch. A little screwball there from Sanders, but Brown would not offer. The 1-2 delivery. Hanging tough. Brown fouls it off again. Rebecca Mason at third, Maddie Mask at second. And Caitlin Brown, your batter, looking for a big 2-out hit. And Sanders looking for the out. The changeup floats in, and to say Brown was out in front of that would be a massive understatement. She pulls it into the bullpen area, third base side. Battling at the plate. Brown digs in again. Here's the pitch. She struck her out, boy, on a low pitch that Brown could not catch up with. So in the second for the North All-Stars, no runs on one hit. There were no errors, 2 runners left on base. We'll move to the third with the South leading the North 2-0. This is MAC 1-2-3A softball action.
There are certain things in life that are better with a team. Getting through the hard times. The big moments. Celebrating victories. At Hattiesburg Clinic, we believe that your care is better when you have a team. That team begins with a primary care physician who can start you on the path to better health. They care for you when you're sick and assist in preventing diseases. They give you access to our extensive network of physician specialists and medical experts. 450 physicians and providers in over 50 different specialties, caring for hundreds of thousands of lives. Now that's a pretty good team. Find your primary care physician and start your journey today.
Due up in the top of the third for the South All-Stars will be Mallory Lamone, Emma Freeman, and Neely Wolverton. Mask back in the circle for the North for her third inning of work. Gave up a couple of runs in the first inning. A solo home run and an unearned run, but retired the side in order in the second. Lemoyne out of Puckett, Georgia Wilson, her coach. And she'll take a pitch high. Mallory Lemoyne, the center fielder, to start the ball game, but again, defenders swapping around defensively in this free substitution all-star matchup. Ball lifted high but shallow out behind third in foul territory. Making the play is Emma Mayer for the first out. Emma Freeman out of Clarkdale, Grant Hill, her high school coach. And she'll start her off with a call strike. Foul tip, and Freeman behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch up and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Emma Freeman. They call strike 3. That's a nice located pitch. And that is the second strikeout for Maddie Mask in the second out of this inning. Take it back, as her third strikeout. Had 2 in the second inning. Third strikeout for Mask. Don't want to shortchange her pitcher. And she is trying to work a perfect third inning. Misses to Neely Wolverton for ball 1. Wolverton from Sebastopol. Davy DeWitt, her head coach. Line drive back up the middle. And that's a base hit for Wolverton. Neely with a solid single up the middle. Reaches with 2 outs, and that'll roll the order over for Abby Burnett. Burnett hit a chopper to third that was an errant throw to first, allowed her to reach. And she'll swing through a good fastball for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch is low for ball one, and we're all even at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and Burnett behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 pitch away, trying to get out of the inning. Maddie Bass delivers the pitch high. The count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 nearly hit Burnett as pitch came in right at elbow height. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Burnett. Wolverton at first with 2 away will be in motion on the pitch. And it's hit into left field for a base hit. And a 2-out hit keeps the inning alive. Burnett reaches for the second time. And she drives one in the left field. Moving to second is Neely Wolverton. Marley Dampier walked her previous plate appearance, so no official at bat. Will be your batter with 2 down and 2 on. Pitch is low for ball one. So Burnett fouled off a couple of pitches and found one she could drive into left field, and she reaches base. The ball is fisted out behind third, and moving over to make the play is Emma Mayer. And the side is retired. So straining a couple in the third. The South All-Stars, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. We played 2.5, 2-0 the South. Back after this, you're watching MAC 1, 2, and 3A All-Star action. Brooklyn Mitchell moves out to right. Delaney Perry moves out to left. Marley Dampier now at third. Abby Burnett at short. Neely Wolverton moves to second, and catching now is Emma Freeman for the South squad. Abigail Gill, Marley Cockrell, and Katie Sherwood due up for the North. And a call strike to start the at-bat. Abigail Gill. Gill out of Hamilton. Brian Logue, her high school coach. Pitch down and in, leaving it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Time taken by Sanders in the circle. Because her third baseman, Marley Dampier, didn't have her mask on, and she wants that mask on the hot corner. All the infielders with masks on, don't blame them. The way that softball is hit sometimes. Don't have a lot of time to react. Need all the protection you can get. So now the 1-1 delivery. Goes to the backstop. 2-1 now on the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the third, with the South leading 2-0. North has one hit in the ball game, looking for another one here to start this inning off. Or a walk, getting a base runner somehow. Gill trying to reach base. She's ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Sanders with the 3-1 delivery. Gets Gill to chase that rise ball. Had good action on that one. The count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. To the youngster out of Hamilton who started behind the plate for the North squad. The 3-2 delivery. Pulled foul. We'll do it again. The 4, 5, and 6A All-Star contest will follow this one, about 30 minutes at the conclusion of it. High fly ball, foul territory, and Emma Freeman clears the mask and makes a very nice play on a high pop-up back behind home plate. Not as easy as it looks in foul territory. Abigail Gill is retired for the first out of the inning. Marley Cockrell is your batter out of Hatley. Chris George is her high school coach. That pitch goes to the backstop for ball 1. Pitch off the plate, and Cockrell's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Now the 2-0 delivery from Sanders. Took a little bit off that one, and Cockrell swings and misses. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 away and nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Leadoff batter Katie Sherwood is on deck. She'll be your next batter for the North squad. The 2-1. Like the previous pitch, but a little bit faster. Didn't take anything off of there, but the result was the same. A swing and a miss by Cockrell, and the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. So back-to-back swinging strikes is even the count up. Now Sanders delivers. The 2-2. It is fouled back and out of play. In the 2-2. down and in and nearly hit Marley Cockrell, and the full count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Back-to-back batters where the count has gone full. Sanders got Gill to pop it up back behind home plate. Cockrell trying to reach base with 1 out. The payoff. Down and in, and the 1-out walk. And Cockrell is on base. 3rd walk of the game for Sanders.
Now batting for the North All-Stars, East Union, number 20, Katie Sherwood.
Katie Sherwood walked in her previous at-bat, so no official plate appearance yet. That pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Sherwood out of East Union. Pitch is low for ball 2. After Sherwood walked back in the first, she was left stranded as the next 3 batters were retired. The 2-0 in the dirt for ball 3. Ball's in the dirt. Freeman couldn't find it, and going to second is Cockrell, where she'll stand with 1 out and a 3-0 count coming to Katie Sherwood. Emma Mayer, your on deck batter. And a 4-pitch walk, and Sherwood reaches base. So back-to-back walks has runners at first and second, and alert base running by Marley Cockrell. She advances to third as the South defense napping a little bit right there. So runners at the corners now for Emma Mayer, who popped it up to the shortstop just beyond second base in her previous at-bat. And she'll hit it back to Sanders. Well, Sanders was looking right at the runner, Cockrell, who had committed to come home, and Sanders really could have ran at Cockrell and gotten a run down, but elected to go and get the sure out at first. Mayer is retired on the 1-3 ground out for the second out. Cockrell scores. Sherwood moves to second. So give Mayer an RBI on the ground out. Cockrell very fortunate as that ball is hit back up the middle. Chance to tie it up now. Rounding third, throw is coming in. It's a good one, but it short hops to Freeman. And Sherwood is able to score standing up to tie it up at 2 apiece. Going to second on the throw was Jennings. So it was a strong throw by the center fielder, Lemoine. But the speed of Sherwood allowed her to score. And we're tied up at 2 apiece. 2 outs for Marlar. And she'll take a hack and foul one back. Annabelle Marlar, a strikeout victim, her previous at bat, so 0 for 1. Jennings, that first pitch swinging, got the single. She's 1 for 2 on the day, and she's in scoring position. Marlar a chance to drive her in and give her team the lead. Pitch gets away from Freeman. It's in the dirt, and going to third is Jennings. So the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike on Marlar. And Sanders trying to get out of the inning with no more damage done. The go-ahead run at third base. Inside corner strike. That's a nice pitch from Mallory Sanders. So Annabelle Marlar behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to drive one here and give her team the lead. Would not chase that pitch. Now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Hard hit ball. Will it stay fair, though? No, it does not. It tails foul near the warning track, and we'll do it again. Marla a little bit late on that fastball, but she gave it a ride, but it tails foul. And she'll come back, pick up the bat, and do it again. Jennings back at third with 2 outs. Grounded toward second, fielding it cleanly and throwing for the out. And Marlar is retired. That wasn't Burnett back over there. Let's see. Trying to give credit to who makes the play. I think that was Wolverton still at second base. So on the 4-3 putout, Marlar is retired for the 3rd out, but the 2 walks are costly to the South as both of those runners come around to score. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're all knotted at 2 after 3. You're watching MAC 1, 2, and 3A All-Star action. New pitcher in the circle for the North All-Stars, Caitlin Brown. Caitlin Brown out of Wheeler. Moving out to second is Marley Cockrell. Over to short is Katie Sherwood. And Mayer still, I think that's Mayer at third. Back at third. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Brooklyn Mitchell leads off the top of the 4th for the South All-Stars. Mitchell 0 for 1. Popped it up to the pitcher, her plate appearance. And she'll fly out to left center field this time. Coming in to make the play was Emma Jennings. Mallory Sanders 1 for 1, had a solo home run, a no-doubter back in the 1st inning on a 2-0 pitch. She drilled it beyond the center field wall. First pitch swinging, fouls that one back. That home run was nearly right over our center field camera, as it gave the South a 2-0 lead, but the North have come back to tie it up with 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Change up stays low for ball 1. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Brown delivers the 1-1. Change up. Sanders couldn't lay off of it. She's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Boy, as a batter, your eyes just get so big when that ball comes floating up in there. But your timing is off, and it's just a tough pitch to hit if you're not looking for that one. The 1-2. Inside will even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is Emma Mayer that has moved to third, so I was right on that as the defense has changed the position again on me. Change up is fouled toward the first base dugout, and it'll get to the ground, so Sanders lives to see another pitch. Kelby Seals has moved out to right field defensively for the North All-Stars. Hard hit ball, but again right at Myers, and she makes the play. Or Mayer, rather, Emma Mayer. That's the second time she's had a line drive hit right at her, but she's made the play on both of them, and there's 2 away as the first 2 batters are retired here in the 4th. Delaney Perry grounded out to the pitcher. And her previous at bat, so 0 for 1 on the day. On the outside corner, a strike. Nice job by the catcher framing that pitch. I think that's Rebecca Mason behind the plate now. Couldn't quite get that one framed well enough to buy the call, so the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Rebecca Mason out of Wheeler is your catcher in this inning. Ball's lifted into left center field. It'll find the outfield grass for a 2-out single for Delaney Perry. She's 1 for 2 in the ball game.
Now batting for the South All-Stars for stringer number 11, Hannah Grace Buckley.
Hannah Grace Buckley, a strikeout victim earlier. And she's going to lift one high up and on the infield, and settling under it is Katie Sherwood for the out, and the side is retired here in the 4th. For the South All-Stars, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. In a tie ball game, the North coming to the bat in the bottom of the 4th. You're watching MAC 1, 2, and 3A All-Star action.
There are certain things in life that are better with a team. Getting through the hard times. The big moments. Celebrating victories. At Hattiesburg Clinic, we believe that your care is better when you have a team. That team begins with a primary care physician who can start you on the path to better health. They care for you when you're sick and assist in preventing diseases. They give you access to our extensive network of physician specialists and medical experts. 450 physicians and providers in over 50 different specialties, caring for hundreds of thousands of lives. Now that's a pretty good team. Find your primary care physician and start your journey today.
For the bottom of the 4th. North coming to bat. They will have Kelby Seals, Rebecca Mason, and Maddie Mask due up in a 2-2 ball game. Mallory Sanders back for her 4th inning of work. Dampier moves back to short defensively. That pitch misses for ball 1. Wolverton still at second defensively. Emma Hill at first. I'm not sure if there's been a change at It is. It has been a change, but I'm not sure who it is at third right now. We'll get that defender for you momentarily. The 1-0 pitch from Sanders is up for ball 2. Sanders walked a couple of batters back in the third inning, and both of those runners came around to score to tie it up. Delaney Perry back in at third base. So the 2-0 pitch to Seals misses down and in for ball 3. Mallory Lemoyne has moved to left field. Four straight pitches out of the zone and a leadoff walk to start the fourth, bottom of the fourth for the North. So the go-ahead runner is on base for Rebecca Mason, who walked back in the second but was stranded at third base to end the inning. That pitch misses low, so 5 straight misses. Looks like Abby Burnett has moved out into right field. Swinging strike, trying to get to second on the stolen base attempt, and she does. Seals down at second. Count even at 1-1. So a good jump by Kelby Seals as she gets to second base with nobody out. Now, if you're the coaching staff, Brooke Gordon and Michael Kelly, you may look at maybe trying to advance her to third with a sacrifice. But got a lot of different options here in a 1-1 count. Swinging strike. Ball gets away from your catcher Freeman. That'll get her to third base as Seals advances on the pass ball. So the go-ahead run at third with nobody out in a 2-2 ball game. Chopper to second, not able to handle it. And that'll be a fielding error, and the go-ahead run scores. Seals scores from third, and Mason will reach on the fielding error. So Mason reaches on the E4. And Mady Mask, who singled to left field, is your batter. Stolen base. Mason down at second. Pitch was a ball, I believe. So 1 ball and no strikes. Inside corner strike, and we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mask. A chance to drive in another run. Sanders trying to work out of trouble. Ball's lifted in foul territory, right side. Hits the top of the dugout. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Maddie Mask. Mask started in the circle for the North All-Stars. Went 3 innings before Caitlin Brown came on to pitch this top half of this inning. That's a drive right back up the middle. Diving stop by Wolverton from her knees. What a play. Throw home in time. An unconventional double play, but a highlight reel, and there's 2 away in the inning. Number 1, I thought the hit was getting through the infield, but Dampier with a diving stop threw it from her knees to retire Maddie Mask on the 6-3 put out. And then alertly, Emma Hill fires it home to gun down Rebecca Mason as she tried to score. So a 6-3 put out for the first out, then the 3-2 throw and tag for the second out, and the bases are empty. Wow, that is as good of a play as you'll see on any level. Jolie Young, your batter. She swings and misses at that first offering. Boy, Marley Dampier out of Puckett. What a play. And then the heads-up relay home by Emma Hill from first for Emma Freeman to apply the tag. That pitch misses up. 1 ball, 1 strike. I thought the ball was through when it was hit, and I thought no way they're going to throw out Mason even after the play was made at first. Emma Hill with a great scoop at first, but what a play. Foul back, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sanders 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. 1 run is in. The leadoff walk comes around to score. Pitch up and in, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-2 delivery. Right back at Sanders, and she handles the hot shot and throws to Hill in time, and there are 3 away. In the bottom of the 4th for the North All-Stars, there was 1 run on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played 4. The North takes the lead 3-2. Back after this, you're watching MAC 1A, 2A, 3A All-Star action. We'll move to the 5th with the North All-Stars leading the South 3-2. And it took a very, very good, a great defensive play to hold it to a 1-run deficit. Her second inning of work, Caitlin Brown back in the circle for the North All-Stars. She'll face Lizzie Ray Ellington, who fouls off the first offering to her. Emma Hill and Mallory Lemoyne do up. That pitch out of the zone, 1 ball, 1 strike now on Ellington. Yeah, that was a highlight reel play right there on all accounts, starting with the stop by Marley Dampier, the scoop by Emma Hill at first, and the quick throw home and the tag applied by Emma Freeman for the unconventional double play that cleared the bases. 2-1 now on Ellington. Ball is lifted foul, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The top of the 5th of a 7-inning scheduled ball game. These two squads doing battle. They'll play again tomorrow at 11. Scheduled first pitch. The 2-2. Change-up is yanked foul wide of third. About 30 minutes following this game, the 4A, 5A, and 6A All-Star contest will be played. High fly ball, foul territory, giving chase was, I think it was Mayer, not able to catch up with it, and we'll do it all again. Yeah, Mayer has moved to left field from her third base spot, where she's made a couple of snags on some hot hit line drives. There's another hard hit ball, but again, pull foul. Well, Ellington out in front of the last 4 pitches fouled them off down that left side. 2 of them been hot shots. Lizzie Ray Ellington out of Ethel. The 2-2. It's fouled off to the right side. She's an equal opportunity fouler. Fouls them off both sides. On that change up, got it off the end of the bat on top of the first base dugout. A couple of Coke balls there. Waiting right at the rail for someone to pick them up. Boy, the change up, the swing and miss by Ellington, and there's one away. That is the 4th strikeout for North pitching. Emma Hill, one of those strikeout victims back in the 2nd inning, is your batter. She is in the middle of that double play that was such a highlight reel play. She takes a pitch high for ball 1. Outside for ball 2. South looking for base runners, down 1 here in the 5th. They scored 2 in the 1st inning, been held scoreless since then, trail it 3-2. That changeup stays up for ball 3. The North scored a couple in the 3rd inning and 1 in the 4th. All of those runners that scored reached base by way of a walk. Your coaches talk about the importance of throwing strikes. That those free passes come back to haunt you, and they did for the South team. 3-1, chasing a pitch up, and the count is full as Hill fouls it back. Couldn't lay off the high ball and fouls it back. Now, Caitlin Brown trying to retire the second batter here in this inning. High fly ball, shallow center field. Miscommunication, it'll drop, and that'll have to be a hit because nobody touched it. Moving out under it was Sherwood. Coming in from center was Emma Jennings, and neither one of them took charge, so it'll be a hit. And Hill reaches on the high pop-up that nobody's made a play on. Call strike to Mallory Lemoyne. That pitch out of the zone, the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike on the 9-hole hitter. Emma Freeman due up next. That's a ball lifted into foul territory left side. Did she make the play? I think she did. What a play, a running catch by Emma Mayer rather. She just came a long way from the left field and made another outstanding play. So there's 2 away. Runner still at first is Hill for Emma Freeman, who struck out looking back in the 3rd. She'll lift one foul territory right side under is Marler, and she'll make the play, and the side is retired here in the top of the fifth. So for the South All-Stars in the fifth, no runs on one hit. There were no errors and one runner left on base. 3-2, the North leads it as we move to the bottom of the fifth. This is MAC 1, 2, and 3A All-Star action.
More than 75 years, Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Delicious meats, pit smoked, low and slow, on site, every day, every location. Because some things never change, and some things do. Dickey's introduces an expanded menu which includes butcher tacos, your favorite slow smoked barbecue meats, and a warm flour tortilla. Barbecue sliders, snackably sized barbecue awesomeness on our famous buttery rolls. Smokestacks, smoking good meats, and savory sides in a single serving bowl. Our specialty Westerners, offered with new combinations of meats and toppings. Don't worry, don't fret, we didn't forget your favorites. Our classic sandwiches and plates featuring meats and two sides, which the Dickey's family has been serving for 3 generations.
Since 1941, our family at Dickey's has been serving your family.
Old school flavor, new school twist. Dickey's, we speak barbecue.
New pitcher for the South All-Stars is Neely Wolverton out of Sebastopol. Mallory Sanders goes the first 4 innings. So Wolverton on here in the bottom of the fifth. Freeman stays in behind the plate. Like Brooklyn Mitchell, I think, has moved to third. We'll try to get those defensive changes for you as well. Burnett has moved to short, and Ellington is at second.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth for the North All-Stars. From Wheeler, number 12, Caitlin Brown.
Caitlin Brown leads off the inning for the North All-Stars. She'll look at a pitch up and out of the zone. Brown 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second inning. Pitch just off the plate for ball 2. Brown, Abigail Gill, and Marley Cockrell due up here in the fifth for the North All-Stars. Fly ball lifted out behind second base. Making the call is Ellington, and she'll make the play. And there's one away. Abigail Gill fouled out to the catcher back in the third to start off the bottom of the third. That pitch misses for ball 1. I said Ellington, I got my defenders mixed up as they changed around. That was Burnett making the play on that infield pop-up. Pulling one foul out of play. And the count is even on Gill, 1 ball and 1 strike. Gill out of Hamilton. Change up. Misses for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Grounded hot shot to third, deflected to short. Burnett trying to make the play, can't get it. Ball bounces past the first baseman, Emma Hill. Holding up at first is Gill. And that'll be an infield single for Gill. She's 1 for 2. The diving attempt by Mitchell deflected the ball right to the shortstop, Abby Burnett, but the throw was not in time. Now Marley Cockrell, who walked back in the third, came around to score, is your batter. And she'll take a pitch outside for ball 1.
Now batting for the North All-Stars. Hatley, number 13,
Grounded toward third. Play is at first, and Hill catches the throw from Mitchell, and there's 2 away in the inning. Nice move by Mitchell to cut off that slow roller and get the out at first. Moving to second is Gill, where she'll be with 2 outs for Katie Sherwood. No official at bat has walked twice. She'll ground it towards short. Burnett with it. Quick throw. Hill can't handle the low throw, and another run will score, and that'll be a throwing error. Sherwood with good speed. Burnett knew she had to hurry with the throw, but it was in the dirt. Hill couldn't make the pick. And Gill, running on the hit, comes all the way around to score from second. Now the North leads at 4-2. Emma Mayer 0 for 2, does have an RBI on a ground out. Strike call, pitch is in there for a strike, and the throw down is not in time, and Sherwood's at second with a stolen base. Now Mayer grounded it right back to Sanders in her last at bat, and Sanders had a chance to run toward and throw out Cockrell as she was halfway home, but elected to throw to first, and Cockrell scored on that ground out. Pitch in the dirt, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike on Mayer. Got a soft pop-up behind second. Her first at bat. Looking to reach base for the first time in the ball game. She has a high fly ball right center. Going back near the warning track, not handling it. That'll be a fielding error as the ball pops out of the glove of the center fielder, Lemoyne. Rounding third, trying to score. And that'll be a 4-base error. Good speed by Mayer, and she is in. 2 runs across now. Ball should have been caught, should have been out of the inning, but the South All-Stars' second error of the inning keeps the inning alive. And 3 runs across so far with the bases empty. Emma Jennings, your batter. She'll pull one down the left field line, and it'll fall in. Extra bases, nope. Trying to get back to first in time. Jennings with the single down the left field line. And Dampier has moved out to left field. She did a good job of getting the ball in quickly to hold Jennings to that long single. That's the second hit of the inning. And Annabelle Marlar grounded to short. Bobbled momentarily in a late throw. That'll be another error. Speed at first in Jennings. She beats the throw after the grounder was bobbled. Third error of the inning for the South defenders. 2 runners on for Kelby Seals. There's a conference in the circle. You feel for Neely Wolverton a little bit because she should have been out of the inning. But 3 errors in the last 4 batters have kept this inning alive and have blown it open 6-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Change up stays up for ball 1 on Kelby Seals, who is 0 for 1. She has walked and scored a run. That walk and run was back in the 4th inning. 8th batter in the inning to bat. The wild pitch will advance the runners. Jennings to third, Marlar to second. Seals a chance to really blow it open now. If she could get a 2-out hit. A call strike, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike on Seals. Kelby out of Smithville, digs in and gets ready. Pitches off the plate for ball 3. Pinch runner coming in for Marlar. That is Marley Cockrell out at second now. The 3-1. High fly ball, foul territory. Freeman gives chase. Can't make the play. Coming in also was Brooklyn Mitchell from third. And the count will go full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No, not a lot of practice time with these players. Not used to each other, but Mitchell really probably had the better play on that one coming in. That's a tough play for your catcher on a foul ball. Off the plate and a 2-out walk will load the bases and bring Rebecca Mason to the plate. She reached on an error back in the 4th. 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 2nd inning. Pitch down and in for ball 1. Mason was the base runner at second on that double play on the 6-3, 3-2 double play. And she was tagged out trying to score. That call strike will even the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wolverton trying to get out of the inning. Misses outside for ball 2. Ninth batter of the inning to come to the plate. Change up just floated up there, and Mason nearly swung out of her shoes at that one. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Same pitch, same result, and the inning is over. Change up, swing and a miss. And the bottom of the 5th finally comes to a close. 3 runs on 2 hits. There were 3 errors and 3 runners left on base. We've played 5. The North leads the South 6-2. Back after this, you're watching MAC All-Star action. Like Abigail Gill has moved in to play third base for the North All-Stars. Sherwood still at short. Marler at first. Seal still at second.
Leading off for the South All-Stars at the top of the 6th. From Sebastopol, number 24, Neely Wolverton.
Emma Jennings has moved over to left field. I think Mayer has moved out to center. And evidently that pitch not to the likings of some of our fans. Neely Wolverton is leading off. And she'll lift one in the left field. And Jennings moves over just inside the line to make the play. So there's one away for Abby Burnett. Burnett, 1 for 2, reached on an error and scored a run in the first, singled in the third, and was stranded. Jolie Young moves out to right field defensively. Running catch made nicely by Jennings, so back-to-back flyouts to left field, and there's 2 quick outs here in the 6th. Marley Dampier, who started that highlight reel top play of the day, double play is your batter, over one. Walked and was stranded at second in the first, popped out to the shortstop in the third.
Now batting for the South All-Stars for Puckett, number 44, Marley Dampier.
A 1-0 count on Dampier. She hammers one in the left field, and she's on base with 2 outs, trying to reach second. Throw is not in time, and digging all the way, Dampier with a double down the left field line. So I just like the way she plays. Not afraid to get dirty, and a girl from Puckett you wouldn't expect to be afraid to get dirty. Mitchell, your batter. And she'll hit one back up the middle. That should drive in Dampier. And a couple of 2-out hits. 2-out magic for the South All-Stars.
Now batting for the South All-Stars for Weston, number 19, Mallory Sanders.
Big bat at the plate, has a solo home run, a line out on a hard hit ball to the third baseman. 1 for 2 is Mallory Sanders. She'll fist one on the infield, coming in second baseman, making the play. I think that's Kelby Seals, and she does make the play on the running catch. And there's 3 away here in the inning. But the South gets one of those runs back, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th with the North leading 6-3. This is MAC 1, 2, and 3A All-Star action.
Hey! Wait for us! Hey! Hey! Stop what you're doing! Stop what you're doing! And listen to this!
I'm so glad we caught you. Hey, listen, we've been trying to get a hold of you about your car's extended warranty. Wait, no, actually, we have another message for you.
What is it?
And it's right
Here!
Don't spend your lunch hour on routine maintenance. Parker Automotive will pick up your car for oil changes and brakes. If you're local to the Ellisville area, we will come to your location, pick up your vehicle, perform a service, and bring it back to you. We will give you the peace of mind of a properly maintained vehicle without having to work around your busy schedule to come to us. Support small local businesses. Support Parker Automotive and Quick Lube. Give us a call at 601-800-2065 and follow us on Facebook at Parker Automotive of Ellisville. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m.
Looks like Hannah Grace Buckley going out to left field. Delaney Perry back at third. Marley Dampier back at short. Abby Burnett at second. Brooklyn Mitchell goes out to center. Mallory Sanders comes into play first. And Lizzie Ray Ellington stays out in right. I think that's the defensive lineup here in the bottom of the 6th for the South All-Stars. Freeman still behind the plate and Wolverton in the circle. Maddie Mass, Jolie Young, and Caitlin Brown due up for the North All-Stars here in the 6th, leading 6-3. Pitch up and away. The North swept the South last year in the 2-game series, 5-2 and 15-2. So looking to make it 3 in a row. That's a shot right at the center fielder, trying to make the backhanded shoestring catch. Mitchell can't do it, and that'll be a double for Maddie Mask, leading off the 6th. That was a hard hit line drive, dead center. That Mitchell came in on, tried to make the shoestring backhanded catch. It scooted under the glove and got to the fence. But Buckley moving over to help her teammate out, gets the ball back in to hold Mass to a double. And Young takes a call strike. That's the second hit for Maddie Mass. She's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Young looking for her first hit. She's 0 for 2 in the game. A couple of ground outs. Once to short, once right back to the circle. 1-1 the count. That pitch misses up. 2 balls and a strike. Foul ball backing out of play will even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the youngster out of Hickory Flat. Change up, shallow fly ball, center field. Again goes under the glove of Mitchell, and that'll allow a run to score and another double. Mitchell giving chase and thought she could get to that ball. It wasn't hit very deeply. But back-to-back doubles and another run in for the North All-Stars. Give Young an RBI.
Now back to the North All-Stars from relay number 12, Caitlin Brown.
Caitlin Brown, who is 0 for 2. In the ball game, looking for her first hit. And she's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Brown struck out in the second, popped up to the shortstop in the 5th, and now is ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Abigail Gill is your on deck batter. She'll be followed by Marley Cockrell. Wolverton with work to do. Nice off-speed pitch, swing and a miss by Brown, and the count is full. The 3-2. It's fouled back, and we'll do it again. Back-to-back doubles. Has a run in and a runner at second. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch up. And the runners at first and second now for Abigail Gill, who is 1 for 2, singled and scored her last at bat.
Number 19, Abigail Gill.
Gill out of Hamilton. Rips one to left field, misplayed, that'll go to the wall. That'll get at least one in. Turned on the first pitch she saw, and runners at second and third now. Still nobody out. And an RBI double, I should say, for Gill. Scoring is Jolie Young. Moving to third is Caitlin Brown. Marley Cockrell, 0 for 1, walked and scored in the third, grounded out to third in the 5th. And she'll foul that pitch back for strike 1. Eight to 3 now. The North with the lead. Fisted foul right side, it'll get down. But Cockrell behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. North scored 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 2 so far here in the 6th. South scored 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 6th. Ball slipped out of the hand of Wolverton, went off her foot, and alertly Freeman goes over to get it in foul territory before Brown could think about scoring from third. So with that pitch, the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cockrell. Infield fly to second. Coming in is Burnett. She'll make the play, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Now
Katie Sherwood reached on an error her last at bat, walked the first 2 plate appearances, has scored a couple of runs. Good speed Sherwood possesses. And she'll foul one off of the plate. First pitch swinging. Her speed caused the throwing error back in the 5th. It was a bang-bang play going to be at first base. The throw was in the dirt. Pitch up, evening the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Still a 4A, 5A, 6A All-Star game to follow this one. Change up in the dirt. Runners hold up, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Sherwood digs in. Wolverton looking for an out here. Pitch is up for ball 3. First base is open. Caitlin Brown at third, Abigail Gill at second. 2 runs across already in the inning. And that will be ball 4. Couple of 3 doubles, I should say, and a couple of walks in the inning. Emma Mayer hit the deep fly ball to right center that was dropped. Would have been the 3rd out of the inning. She is 0 for 3, scored a run in that 5th inning, though. Pitch low for ball 1. That's a shot inside the third base bag. There'll be some obstruction. No problem, though. 3 score, and runner holds up at third. A bases clearing triple for Emma Mayer. So 3 RBIs. And she clears the bases. Brown scores, Gill scores, and Sherwood scores. Still only 1 out for Emma Jennings. Pitch is away for ball 1. Jennings is 2 for 3. Struck out in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, singled in the 4th. Drove in a run in that, or in the 5th rather. Drove in a run in the 3rd. That ball is misplayed. That will be an error. And running to second quickly is Jennings. That was a tough play, but Mitchell got it at the glove and just couldn't come up with that low backhanded catch. So Mayer scores from third. 6 runs in the inning. Annabelle Marlar, who was 0 for 3, reached on a throwing error. Fielder's choice on an error back in the 5th. Takes a pitch low and away. Inside corner strike, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 extra base hits in this inning, 3 doubles and a triple. That's a shot, and that'll get to the wall. No doubter. 1 hops the wall. Marlar headed towards second. Throw is in time, and she'll be tagged out, and there's 2 away in the inning. So a single and an RBI for Marlar. She's thrown out 8-4 for the second out. Jennings does score from second. So another run, another hit. And Kelby Seals has walked twice, scored a run, and has flown out to right field. So 0 for 1 officially in this game. Inside corner. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 10th batter of the inning. So back-to-back innings where the North All-Stars have sent numerous batters to the plate. They sent 9, I think it was 9, 9 to the plate back in the 5th. 10 so far here in the 6th. 13-3 is your score. Pitch low for ball 3. Wolverton delivers the 3-1. Popped up on the infield. Dampier settles under it and makes the play. And the inning comes to a close. But not before much damage was done. 7 runs on 5 hits. There was an error. There was a runner left on base. We have played 6 innings, 13-3. The North leads it. Back after this, you're watching MAC All-Star action.
More than 75 years, Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Delicious meats, pit smoked, low and slow, on site, every day, every location. Because some things never change, and some things do. Dickey's introduces an expanded menu which includes butcher tacos, your favorite slow smoked barbecue meats, and a warm flour tortilla. Barbecue sliders, snackably sized barbecue awesomeness on our famous buttery rolls. Smoke stacks, smoking good meats, and savory sides in a single serving bowl. Our specialty Westerners, offered with new combinations of meats and toppings. Don't worry, don't fret, we didn't forget your favorites. Our classic sandwiches and plates featuring meats and 2 sides, which the Dickey's family has been serving for 3 generations.
Since 1941, our family at Dickey's has been serving your family.
Old school flavor, new school twist. Dickey's, we speak barbecue.
South down to the last 3 outs here in the top of the 7th, trailing 13-3. The last 2 innings have been detrimental for the South All-Stars. 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, 7 runs in the bottom of the 6th have broken this game open. 13-3. The North leads it. Delana Perry will lead it off for the South squad. She is 1 for 2 with a single back in the 4th. Maddie Mass back on for this last inning of work in the circle. She worked the first 3 innings. Chopper, Mass fields it, throws in time, and there's 1 away. Caitlin Brown worked the previous 3 innings, innings 4, 5, and 6. And now Mask back on to finish what she started. Hannah Grace Buckley, 0 for 2 on the night. She swings through a good fastball, strike 1. Lizzie Ray Ellington due up next. And if anyone reaches, Emma Hill would be your batter. Pitch outside, count even at a ball and a strike. Inside corner, a good pitch from Mask, and she's ahead of the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Buckley steps out to regroup. Young's right, a stringer. Lays off that rise ball, and the count is even at 2-2. And she'll go down on strikes. There's 2 away. Lizzie Ray Ellington 0 for 1. Lined out to third in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th. trying to reach base and keep the inning alive and the game alive for the South All-Stars. Pitch is up for ball one. Up and in and nearly hit her. Is it right at that front shoulder? Ellington ducks out of the way of it. The 2-0 delivery. It's fouled off to the right side. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Ellington. The 2-1. Chopped right back up the middle through the wickets, and that'll be a base hit. Hard hit ball. Ellington with her first hit of the night. Brings Emma Hill to the plate. Hill is 1 for 2 with a strikeout in the second, singled back in the 5th. Her single was that high fly ball beyond shortstop, short of center, that little miscommunication on, just fell to the grass untouched. Looked like a line drive in the scorebook. Time taken as a little maintenance on the shoe is taking place by Lizzie Ray Ellington down at first. That's a short hop to short. Long throw in time. Heck of a play right there by Emma Mayer, and that will end the ball game on the 6-3 putout. A backhand stop. The short hop fielded. A strong throw retires Hill. So in the top of the 7th for the South All-Stars, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, 1 runner left, and that'll bring the game to a close. 13-3, the North All-Stars win it. As the, I'm not sure what's going on here. I guess going to play the bottom of the 7th. Give everybody the same number of bats. It must be the 4A, 5A, 6A All-Stars were coming onto the field through the gate on the down by the right field fence. So I guess we're playing the bottom of the 7th. So a little quick on my part to call the ball game. Let's just hold it here as the South is taking the field one last time, giving the North All-Stars their batting opportunity here in the 7th inning.
Ball game.
Executive decision has been made up in the press box by the directors. Ball game, which makes sense. 13-3. Why you want to bat in the bottom of the 7th? So it will be a final 13-3. The North wins it. We'll take a break, run some commercials. I'll be back with the final numbers of this one after these commercial breaks. You're watching MAC All-Star Softball.
There are certain things in life that are better with a team. Getting through the hard times. The big moments. Celebrating victories. At Hattiesburg Clinic, we believe that your care is better when you have a team. That team begins with a primary care physician who can start you on the path to better health. They care for you when you're sick and assist in preventing diseases. They give you access to our extensive network of physician specialists and medical experts. 450 physicians and providers in over 50 different specialties, caring for hundreds of thousands of lives. Now that's a pretty good team. Find your primary care physician and start your journey today.
I think it's tough for her. Blue power. See they got hot.
All right, I'm ready whenever you are. Welcome back to Ellisville. It's a final in the 1A, 2A, 3A All-Star game. Number one, 13-3, the North wins it. For the South, 3 runs on 8 hits. They committed 5 errors, left 6 runners on base. For the North, 13 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. They left 8 runners on base. The winning pitcher, Caitlin Brown. Losing pitcher was Mallory Sanders. For the South, Abby Burnett was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Marley Dampier 1 for 2 with a run scored. Brooklyn Mitchell 1 for 3 with an RBI. Mallory Sanders 1 for 3, scored a run, an RBI. That was a solo home run in the first. Delaney Perry was 1 for 3. Hannah Grace Buckley 0 for 3. Lizzie Ray Ellington 1 for 3. Emma Hill 1 for 3. Mallory Lemoyne 0 for 2. Emma Freeman 0 for 2. And Neely Wolverton 1 for 2. For the North All-Stars, Katie Sherwood was 0 for 1, walked 3 times, scored 3 runs. Emma Mayer 1 for 4, scored 2 runs, 4 RBIs, had a bases clearing triple in the 6th inning. Emma Jennings was 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Annabelle Marlar was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Kelby Seals 0 for 2, walked a couple of times, scored a run. Rebecca Mason 0 for 2 with a walk, and she reached on an error. Maddie Mask was 2 for 3 with a run scored. Jolie Young 1 for 3, scored a run, drove in a run. Caitlin Brown was 0 for 2, scored a run. Abigail Gill 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. And Marley Cockrell was 0 for 2 with a run scored. So that'll do it for this ball game, a 13-3 North win. They'll play again scheduled at 11 o'clock in the morning. And in about 20 minutes, the 20 to 25 minutes, so roughly about 9:15 to 9:20, the 4A, 5A, and 6A ball game will take place. We'll have it right here on mscoaches.com. We appreciate you logging on for the broadcast. 2 of 3 games are down on this Friday. The North Rising Stars won 4-1 in the first game. The North All-Stars in the 1A, 2A, 3A division wins it 13-3. And the 4A, 5A, 6A yet to do battle. We'll be back for that broadcast in a few minutes. Until then, this has been MAC All-Star Action. Good night from Ellisville.